Oscar Bevis for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here in London and I'm joined by Luke Campbell at a little media breakfast. Luke, a massive week for you. Is there any nerves early on?
No, pretty relaxed right now. It's nice and comfortable, pretty relaxed, all good.
It seems like this fight was sort of announced and then the fight weeks happened and it's all sort of come around quite quickly, but in a fight of this magnitude, is that what you needed?
It's this is what we all boxers dream of, being involved in massive fights like this, and this is exciting.
When the fight was put to you and when you sat down and spoke about it, was it pretty straightforward that this was exactly what you wanted?
Yeah, I guess it was when we was waiting on the WBC to make a decision, and the fight necessarily wasn't put to me. It was just made, but I was happy for it to get made.
So you say the WBC, you were waiting on them to make a decision. Was there any other sort of things in the pipeline just in case this fell through?
Yeah, we didn't know who was going to fight at first because we was waiting on WBC to make a decision on who I would be fighting for the title. We thought it was going to be Antony because he was next in line. There was a Russian guy there that was in the mix. But they put Lomachenko in for this title, so and then they made that fight.
A lot's been made about you being the underdog and, of course, Lomachenko being a pound-for-pound king. Is that something you're sort of embracing? Do you enjoy that sort of underdog tag that perhaps the public and the boxing fans are giving you?
Yeah, love it. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. I know what I'm capable of doing, and I'm confident in myself.
Is this fight a lot about timing? I know we just had some questions earlier and I heard Shane say that he thinks Lomachenko's perhaps just at his peak or perhaps a bit over it. You two have been together for just over a year now. Is it all about timing from your side and from the fact that you maybe hit your peak as a pair and this is the right time for you?
Everything's about timing. Like I say, I'm in a great place. I feel like my boxing's going from strength to strength with Shane, and we're in a great place. The team's in a great place, and we're excited for this fight.
Obviously, for Shane, he's been in some massive nights with some massive fighters and in world title fights and even bigger. But is this perhaps the hardest game plan that Shane's had to devise over his career?
No, I don't think it is. It's about going in there and being the best I can be, and for me not to make any mistakes, and that's what it's about.
You say you not making any mistakes. Do you feel like mistakes is what he will capitalise on, and that if you don't make mistakes, you can make this fight much more straightforward than it has to be?
Yeah, no, of course. If I'm going in there making mistakes, he will 100% capitalise on them and expose it. So I need to go in there and be the best I can be, and not make any mistakes and fight my fight.
Is he perhaps someone who's quite hard to strategise for because he's quite responsive in terms of he's not one-dimensional. He sort of, you can see over his fights, he reacts very well and very quickly to what fighters are doing. Is that sort of something that's hard to, and as well, replicate in sparring maybe? Have you sort of had to alter your sparring partner's sort of way of their fighting just to try and mimic him?
Boxing's about reacting. And it's about reacting to what's in front of you at that time. And, it's a reaction game. That's what it is. You can go in there with a game plan and you might not be able to get your game plan off. So it's just about reacting to what's in front of you at that time.
You say about reacting to what's in front of you. You've come across Lomachenko a couple of times since the fight's been announced, obviously in the ring, and then you had a face-to-face and there was a press conference too. Sort of, what do you make of him as a man when you come across him? Is there anything that when you stare into his eyes, do you see something in him? Do you see like a mean streak, or is there anything that you see perhaps that you feel like you've got the edge on him over? Or
there's nothing you really see in that respect. To when you're looking at someone in the eyes, you're not thinking, oh yeah, I've got the edge on you this, I've got the edge on you that. Well, I'm not certainly thinking that. I'm just staying strong in myself and believing in me. When I look in someone else's eyes, I'm confident in me.
Shane spoke a lot about power and that he thinks that to beat Lomachenko, you won't just have to box well, you'll have to hurt him and make dents in him. If you're sort of to utilise that power, do you feel like it's the body's where it'll have to build? You might have to go upstairs, or
Everywhere. I have to hit him everywhere. Not just the body or the head. You got to hit him everywhere. He's ranked there for a reason. So it's going to be one hell of a fight. It's going to be certainly a tough fight, but we're going in there confident in our ability, and we'll be aiming for every spot there is.
you said that you haven't watched much of him in terms of the build up to this fight, and that you let Shane do that and obviously sort the game plan out and stuff. He said that the one fight he does want to take anything from is the Antony Crawler fight. Do you see a reason as to why?
Well, because me and Crawler are completely opposite styles. So it's for what you're watching out of that fight, it's completely irrelevant to me because we're completely different styles of boxing. So you're not going to get out from it.
And in terms of styles, have you sort of run the fight through your head many times and thought about what sort of fight it could be, whether it could be a war or whether a lot of people are saying that early on it's going to be perhaps quite cagey?
I don't know. I don't know. We just have to wait and see. It might be the opposite. It might be early on. It might be all out early on and then more cagey as the fight goes on. Who knows? I guess we just gotta wait till the night to find out.
You said you were surprised that when you two come head to head in the ring, he got some boos. And obviously, Olympic 2012 medalist and the home fight, you're going to be backed by big support. I just want to know, was there any talk that this could be anywhere else other than the O2? Perhaps, obviously, a whole lad, the KC Stadium, was that on the cards, or was it always sort of this fight has to be in the capital?
No, I mean it was definitely mentioned, but we couldn't get it done at this stage because of the the football and the timings for the pitch and stuff like that. So that was a no-go really. But since I'm in the capital and we've sorted out the O2, it's amazing.
How do you think Lomachenko would take to someone like Hull anyway? Bit off the radar.
Yeah, I guess it's a little bit off the radar, I guess. But I don't think he's fought around the world a lot of times, and I don't think that place would have bothered him whatsoever.
Do you think London will phase him at all? Because obviously we're always known to have quite vocal support when trying to back our own. Do you think that's something that can phase him?
Who knows? It's an advantage. Yeah, hopefully, it could be an advantage to me.
I just want to talk a bit more about you and Shane. Like I said, you've been together for over a year now. You were saying earlier that you felt like you're settled now and this is it for you. Sort of what was there before that you think was missing, and what sort of Shane brought to you that sort of made you go up in levels and feel settled?
Just having a solid team around me, really. It just feels like now I've finally got a solid team around me. Every box is ticked. I'm not doing things on my own. It's just everything's taken care of, and everything's ticked training wise, everything. So that's what it's about.
You say solid team, but if you were to sort of pinpoint something, what would you say was missing that sort of when you started working with Shane it clicked and you went, that's exactly what I needed?
Yeah, I mean, just Shane is himself as a coach, and his professionalism and everything to go with it really, and then everything else just fits around it.
Of course, people know that Shane's been through a family tragedy recently, and almost in similar style to your last title shot where you lost your father. Has there sort of been experiences that you've dawned on in which you've been able to help Shane get through this as well? Of course, I know you said at the time, and Shane mentioned it also earlier, that it's sort of nice to have something to keep your mind active and focus on. Have you sort of been able to help Shane as well as him helping you?
It's one of those things. I don't think anyone can help in that situation of what you're going through. I think it's one of those things you can't say or do anything to sort of change what's happened or help in that respect. But you can be there for them when they need, and you can give them something to think about different, what's going on in their mind as well, so you can give them a little different focus and whatever else. So
you got quite a close-knit camp down at the McGuigan gym. obviously that's, I imagine, been a massive help. What's the mood like in the camp at the moment? Obviously you're on the verge of one of the biggest fights of the year, if not the biggest fight in Britain of the year. Josh Taylor on the verge of, I'm not sure the contractual agreements at the moment, it's a bit up in the air, but on the verge of fighting Prograis in the World Boxing Super Series final. What's the sort of mood in the whole camp like?
Yeah, good. Just relaxed. It's just another day, you know.
And in terms of Josh, you two been sparring?
Yeah, we've been sparring. Josh has been helping me out in sparring and vice versa, you know. We're both looking at fighting southpaws, so yeah.
Okay, Luke, we're going to leave it there. Obviously, fight week, we'll catch up with you in fight week. You're the main man now, so just how good does it feel a week out?
Yeah, no, like I say, I'm just relaxed and feeling good.
So I do want to ask one more thing. You say it's just another fight, but is there not any things that you go through that are perhaps different, any practices you go through that you think, right, I might try and act as if it's just another fight, but I know deep down that this is huge?
I'm a good yawn there. Yeah, no, you're not. Well, it's just another fight. That's the reality of it. You know, there's another person in front of you, and it's another fight. You know, I don't know what else to say really to that. I mean, yeah, the guy I'm fighting in front of me is very good, but it's just another fight.
How good is he?
Well, we'll see August 31st.
Do you feel like you're his biggest test?
I believe so.
Because I know I said I'll finish, but I just want to get this across as well. You said that you in yourself wouldn't feel of it as a shock because you know what you're capable of, but obviously to the wider public and to the boxing world, it would be considered a massive shock. So
yeah, it's a massive shock for everybody else. Me going in there and getting the win against Lomachenko, it'd be a huge upset for everybody else, but I wouldn't be so shocked. No one in my team would be so shocked because, you know, we train to win.
When you're in that sort of little bubble of people who are sort of hyping you up and you're so confident about this fight, is it quite hard not to sort of get involved in that hype and perhaps get a bit carried away?
Nah, I'm not that type of person. Never have been. I never get full of myself or big-headed or anything like that. You know, just confident that I go in the gym every day and I work hard and I dedicate myself day in, day out. You know, and you have to be confident in your own ability, otherwise you're not going to go anywhere.
And this time it is finally, I just want to ask one more thing. I want to leave it on, if you were a betting man, I'm not sure if you are, but where would you be putting your money? Is it a round stoppage or decision?
Just anywhere means possible to get the win.
Luke Campbell, anytime then?
That's it. Anytime.
Luke, thank you for speaking to IFL TV, and we'll catch up with you in fight week.
Brill, nice one, thank you.